So the rules for Roth IRA have changed in 2026. Essentially, the contribution limits have gone up. So if you're under the age of 50, they were 7,000 in 2025, and now they've gone up to 7,500. If you're over the age of 50, they've gone up to 8,600, including that catch-up contribution. So that's about an average of $625 a month, or a little over $700 a month if you're over the age of 50, that you could contribute monthly to meet that maximum. And so what do you need to do, and what do you need to know to take advantage of this and really take the step toward becoming a millionaire within that Roth IRA, that tax-free account, that account that grows tax-free, that you can earn compound gains that are tax-free, and then when you take the money out, if you're over the age of 59 and a half, or you meet other certain exceptions, you take that out tax-free as well, and penalty-free, but you have to meet those requirements for withdrawals if you're under the age of 59 and a half. So the first thing you need to know, obviously, the limits have changed. Try to max out and automate monthly contributions as soon as you can, as quickly as you can. Try to get up to that $625 amount. That would take you up to $7,500 over 12 months, and try to get up to it's about $716 or $8,600 if you're over the age of 50, right? So automate whatever you can and try to get up there as quickly as you can. The second thing you need to do is you need to look at specific ETFs and specific funds that grow. And I recommend funds that have a proven track record of growing 10 to 15% per year. Some of them have grown 20 to 30% per year over the last 5 and 10 years. These are S&P funds, tech funds, growth funds. I'm going to talk about a few of them, and I've talked about them in previous videos. I'll put some links below that you can explore more information. And remember, that rule of 72, with rule 72, you basically double your money every 4 to 7 years if you're just making about 10 to 15% per year. But some of these funds that I'm going to mention to you have made upwards of 20 to 30% for the last 5 and 10 and 15, and some even 20 to 30 years. They've made upwards of that. So you could truly double your money and become a millionaire as soon as about 28 years if you just contributed the monthly minimum or the monthly maximum, a little over $500, $600 a month, and that's likely to go up in the future as well. So if you just could incrementally contribute and automate that every month, as long as you're invested in these funds that I'm going to mention to you, you should be able to double your money every 4 to 7 years, double that value in that Roth IRA, and then and take that step toward becoming a millionaire. So 5 of my favorites. They're from Vanguard, and there's other similar funds as well, and I'll put links below. I just like these ones from Vanguard and Fidelity and Schwab. So 5 of my favorites, the VOO, right, and that's essentially the S&P 500 fund, kind of a Vanguard, a flagship of Vanguard in a way. Another one is the VTI, and that's the Total Stock Market Index Fund, and these have averaged 10 to 15+% over the last 5 and 10 years, and really in ways that you could track over the last 80 years, they've averaged upwards of 10%. The other fund that's a Vanguard fund, the VGT, and that's a tech fund. And that's grown upwards of 20 to 30% over the last 5, 10, 15 years, and even longer depending on the time frame that you look at. The other fund, which is an Invesco fund, is the QQQ. It's also a tech fund similar to VGT, but there's some advantages, some pros and cons between the VGT and the QQQ. And again, I'll put some links and information below in the description. And then the other fund is a fund from Schwab, the SWPPX, and that's very similar to VOO, S&P 500 fund that's averaged upwards of 10 to 15% for the last 5 and 10 years, and even going longer. It has that track record. And so to take advantage of the Roth IRA, the new rules, try to max out, automate your contributions, look at those funds, try to get that growth, that 10 to 15% growth. For more information and ideas like this, please check me out and subscribe. Put some comments below as well if you have any tips or any questions, recommendations, and I'll get back to you. And please check me out, subscribe, Finance PK.